Hello and welcome back to Mr. Red Plays Factorio Space Age. This is an episode that I'm recording using a different software than I have before, so I'm hoping it all looks good. I did some testing and it looks fine, but I've been in this exact position before, and it hasn't been fine. I have been a little busy. There are a few things I did. You might see some stuff if there's anything visually visible right now that you see that I did, then I've done it. Let's just go through one at a time. I moved all the boilers over one space. I said I was going to do that. I did that. I cleared out a bunch of nests because they were a problem. I wonder if there's anything. I got a new watch for my birthday and it's dinging at me. You probably didn't hear that, but it threw me off. I don't know if there's anything in this pollution. They're going to be a little bad. I don't know if there's anything that I can't see. And that's just true of life, if you think about it. I wanted to go through some comments in this episode, and I will. One comment that I got from Hannah_GBS, when I was talking about This is Duck Lake, mentions that it could have been called Swan Lake. And it was so obvious when I read that. I was like, no, it's true. I should have thought of that. But it's too late. We've already committed. I also got another one from Steadifier about the same thing. I mentioned This is Duck Lake, and he says, they say to actually name it. Put a map pin there. That's one of the ways to make a given playthrough interesting. Plus, landmarks are how I name my train stops, which is cool. If I ever need a train stop over here, I can have it called, like, Duck Lake or something. But I don't know about, so a map pin. Because, like, I know the alt right-click thing, and that's fine, except I don't, and I could name it like Duck Lake. I don't necessarily want this here all the time. Wait a minute. Maybe I just answered my own question. Well, then let's call it Duck Lake. Why not? Cake. And then turn off always. I don't know what this does. I don't know what always visible does. So Duck Lake is there. It's still there, but I don't see an arrow. Okay. What if I always visible? Oh, now I see it. I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, I don't know. I'll leave that there and see what happens. Also got to get rid of that. There we go. Cool. That's done. I did that. Okay, around my train station, I did a lot of stuff. I removed the walls that were around here. I kept having to like turn off my robobots whenever I went over there, and that was really annoying, so I stopped doing that. I took the walls away. I basically built out everything, and I upgraded it all to red belts. And I built this furnace stack here for the iron plates. And for the fuel source, I'm not using coal, boys. I'm using solid fuel. You might notice that these are yellow belts. Shut the hell up about that, okay? I wired it into my main bus. I had to kind of do some shenanigans to make it happen. What I love about the balancer at the beginning of the bus is that you can just add as many of these as you need, and they'll be distributed amongst. I don't know if there's like any bottlenecks here. In fact, I was going to say there is in this splitter, but these underground belts. So I don't think so. I think it's just the 4 belts. So I could add 2 more furnace stacks full of iron to fill this out even more, except I don't need it. A couple more things before we talk about the main bus. I got some comments about my electricity, my personal electricity. Specifically in regards to how batteries versus solar panels work. I got way too many to bring up right now, but essentially the idea is you need a lot of solar panels to fill up a battery. So what I did is I made a bunch of solar panels and filled out my stuff with solar panels. So now all my batteries are basically full, and I got other stuff, and it's all good. It's all good. I got Stronger Explosives 3. That happened just now. I revamped my personal logistics. I revamped it. It's been revamped. I also have my Trash Unrequested getting rid of stuff I don't need. I'll tell you what I do need, though. These things, because I need 60 of them, and it's going to take them away. I don't want them to. I got to keep them in there. Okay, it's going to take the 6. I don't know why I have an extra 6. I made all of those so that I can make this, but I haven't made it yet because I want to do that on camera. And I kind of set up some different things. I have car, tank, train, load, and unload. I'm kind of thinking in terms of like what's like a configuration that I would need to build, like a train loading / unloading. Those are the things that I would need in order to do that. So there you go. And I might think of more things. That's the bottom of the list, as you can see. I'm at the bottom of it. So, and I did like always, which is for things that I need to like build or use frequently, or that I would kind of always want to have on hand, and also materials in case I need to build stuff. Now, I elected, in previous iterations of Logistic Network, I've been using just as many as I need. So, for example, I would say I don't want necessarily 50 storage chests because that doesn't seem necessary to have 50 on hand at a time. But what I neglected to realize at those times of which that was the case is that it doesn't take up any extra space in my inventory to have one storage chest versus 50, which I'll tell you, does not make sense from an realistic standpoint. But I guess I do have to accept that this is a video game, unfortunately. So I kind of just did that. And I only did like one stack of everything. I figure I can, like, once I get more stuff, you see how all this is red because I don't have that much stuff. Once I kind of get a little further along with having things, I'll know a little bit more about, I actually need 3 stacks of iron plates, but right now I just have 1. I figure if I have all the stuff like gear wheels and the sticks that the iron plates would be made into, the 100 might be okay. In my first version of the game, I was thinking very small scale. I would go into like crafting and be like, in order to make a train station, I need 14 iron plates. But it's actually like the iron sticks and the electronic circuits that's made up of. Anyway, the point is, logistics there. And I put temp at the top instead of the bottom because that just made more sense to me. So I did. My notes say that's all I did, so I'm going to say that's all I did. It might not be all I did, and I might be lying to myself and others, but I'm going to build a space platform starter pack. I believe that I just remembered another thing I did that I can show you, so let's do that. Is my logistic done? It is. Most excellent. I made like 1 or 2 more, by the way, logistic robots. Now I have 8 in my network and 3 constructions, so that's pretty cool. For my main bus, I decided it would be a good idea to think programmatically. Absolutely not the actual word I wanted to use there, but I was like, instead of having to put a splitter like up here with like belts, I'm going to use the bottom one because then I don't have to do anything. And then I was like, for the next time I need to grab something, you go up 1 more. And then the next time I need to go grab something, go up 1 more. And then the next thing I need to... I don't think I have another one, but that's the idea. So I'll use like the most next belt for every time I need something. I thought that was kind of a good way of thinking. And I didn't do that with the copper over here. Very curious, me. Okay, well, that's embarrassing. There's so many things that I'm now remembering I did that I didn't write down. Like I added some more roboports around. I like built some more and added some more so that I would have more complete coverage, especially in regards of putting things in my network. Like I have this as a storage chest with a copper cable filter, and those are being built so that they could be added to the network. It's probably way more than I actually need. Maybe I want, that. This probably isn't the best place of doing this. I just needed some in my network, so I did that. And now I hate it that I'm seeing it. I hate it. I took away the transport belt assembling things because I got more comments about that, and so I figured I would need to rethink about that, and so I'm going to. But for now, I just took them away so they'd be more complete, and I moved everything around. I moved these 2 green chip assembler sacks together, and I like that they're so together that they were able to press right up against the thing that you're seeing right here. These things. So that's cool. That is cool. All right, but before we do anything else, we have to talk about the green belts because I'm not the smartest bulb in the bunch, and I was under a very specific impression, which is that the copper cable to green chip ratio was 2 to 3. And I was right about the numbers, but I was not right about the order of those numbers. Or I was right about the order of the numbers, but I wasn't right about the order of the materials. Apparently, it's 3 copper cable assemblers to 2 green chip assemblers. So, whoops. There's also something about the amount of plates being received by them that I will have to look at. So we'll have to look at that, but I do want to just think about this for a minute. So, if and we talked about filling out the belt. So let's work backwards from there. So I do need it's 15 per second, so I do need the 1.5. I need 10, so that's 5. So yeah, 10. Now to supply these, I need to think about that. So this takes 4.5 copper cables per per second. And this supplies 3 per second. Yeah. So I'm just thinking about those numbers right there. And why would I think that I could use this to supply 1.5 of these? It doesn't make sense, does it? All right, so let's take... Oh, assemblers first. All assemblers first, always. Let's just get rid of everything that's here. It's gonna take power away from all that. That's okay. It's okay. So I need I need 2 copper cables to supply 3. I need 3 copper cable things to supply 2 of those. I think that should do it, right? Like if I do this, no, that should do it, right? I believe so. I believe that's right. Is it right? And then you will get grabbed. So let's make sure power. Let's make sure. Oh no. Oh dear me. I guess I'll have to like come inside here. Like, wait. Could I do just that? Well, I can't do just that because then those. Oh god. Oh god, no. There's no way of doing it. Not really. Maybe if I just... There's no way of doing it cleanly. Because that can't go up and that can't go down. So they're stuck as they are. Damn it. Okay, well, I'll just put that there, and then maybe another one will be somewhere else. Okay, copper cables then. Copper cables then. So that should fill those out. And then I need to do the same thing down there. So these will need to move down more. Because I basically need to copy... I'll just copy those 2 and do that, right? Guess so. Because then these need to go like that. Oh, like that. Oh, I don't have 2 of those? Why? I have them in here, though. Oh, I have the reds. Oh, and those are... Okay. Okay. I'm going to have to, like, redo everything. This is going to be annoying. Here, let's just do that. And I know that changing these to reds is going to change some of my ratio, or my... something. I say I know. I don't know, obviously. So it needs to be like every other one. There we go. And then that can go away. Well, what's the output situation? I think that's just right. So onto it, away from it, and then power up right there. Okay. Cool. So then that might just be it, huh? It might just be it. But then I think I need 1 more of these. Like if I did that, but I don't want this. So I don't want that, or that. But I think I do need the 2. So let's just do it. I don't have 1 more of those. But I think I can make pretty much anything. There's a couple things I can't make. But it's because I need lubricant for that, right? Batteries, which are made in chemical plants. But I thought I had batteries in here. Maybe just not enough. Batteries? I don't have any. Okay. But yeah, I can make that. Okay. So then that should be the actual design. So if I got rid of everything that's over here, and then if we copied, and then horizontally flipped it, make sure it's over exactly. There you go. Yep. That's about right, I think. Now, what is missing? Why are there blues missing? Didn't I have everything? Why are there blues missing? Did I add? Maybe I added more blues. Yeah, maybe I added more blues because there's more of these I have to pull. Okay, so maybe I added more blues. Okay, so I need 5, 1, 1. So 5, 1, 1. Okay, cool. So then I can do the same thing over here, which means I need to get rid of all this stuff, which means I need more things, but I'll worry about that in just a hot second. The hottest of seconds. Sound like a morning DJ radio guy. The hottest of seconds. Mr. Red 101.101. The hottest of seconds. This is your radio DJ in the morning. So that's just a little fun little thing that I just decided to say and do right then. Are all these red now? Or are some of these, they're not. Okay. I have to make them red. I'll just make everything red that's down here. That way when it copy and pastes, it will use the reds. Although I don't have those for everything, so that's as much as it'll be. Okay, so we'll copy. I guess we'll do it to here. Down to there. And that should be good. Okay. There we go. I was not going to upgrade and replace. Do it myself. There. Okay, so that should be everything should be red now. I can do like a deconstruction planner for yellow belts and select all this and see what there is. I know I have to do like the splitters and stuff. That's all fine. That's all fine. Okay, whoa, I need a lot of stuff. 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 5, 10, 16. I can only make 11. So I need 5 more, which means I need a bunch of stuff, including this stuff. 5. Okay. That's everything. Just have to let my boys do the work for me. Oh, and we should probably think about the other thing that we need to think about. Damn it, I hate thinking about things. I did want to I did want to read this comment out. I want to go through my comment. I want to have a comment episode, but there was one I wanted to read out. This is from Final Fan 6. This actually is I think what I'm talking about here, but it's also really funny. I actually have no idea what math is going through your head if that's what's coming out of your mouth. And if I could just put that onto like a poster and put it right above my bed and fall asleep to it, it would perfectly summarize up everything about my life. So that was really funny. But they go on to then say, a yellow belt can carry 15 items per second. The assembler says 3S input. And now I'm realizing I might not actually know specifically where they're talking about now. Well, let's click on the 10-minute, 30-second link and see what happens. Oh, this is the iron gear wheels. This is not even this. So 3. Yeah, so there's the 3. Assembler says 3 seconds input, 1.5 output. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. Assemblers would use a full input belt, which is true. And I'm realizing now I have this split off. So this is actually like 7.5 per second, right? Brought in 2 full yellow belts of iron, you'd get a full yellow belt of gears because I split it off. So if I oh, energy saver is on. Are you not plugged in? No! Hold on, guys. Bro, my battery was straight up not plugged in. And now what's happening? No. Oh, God, no. Okay, something weird happened. Are we still recording? We are. This is concerning on multiple levels. For one thing, my screen just flickered. I'm worried it might have done something very scary to my video. Also, when my laptop's not plugged in, sometimes it doesn't run at full power. It goes into like energy. Well, it's an energy saving mode, but like there's different, the laptops have different settings. You could do like eco or turbo. I usually have it set at like turbo or sport mode. But sometimes when it's not plugged in, it won't do that, even though it said it was set to extreme performance, but it wasn't plugged in. So I don't know if this episode has looked like garbage. Again, I did a test before I recorded and it looked fine. I'm just going to finish this thought. I think what I could have done here is like pulled from up here twice from 2 different ones and gone straight down. But I also feel like maybe it's fine, except it's not, because these are iron gear wheels and they're super useful and important. So I think what I need to do is to grab the gear wheels like this, right? Is this what I think I need to do? I mean, it is what I think I need to do. But is this right? Am I absolutely correct in this? And why and why is this here, by the way? Why did I do that, huh? Probably because that was when I had the blank plates there that didn't need to be there. Probably. All right, well then you also won't need to be like that. Oh, good. Good, you're exactly in the way. All right, well then I'll have to go over a little, except that will be, okay, it'll be like that. So that one will be up 1, and then this is where I'll have to do this. There. So that should do it as long as everything's facing the right way, so I just need to build that, and then I'll be good to go. Man, this is so ugly looking. I hate that it goes over 1. Okay, between episodes, I'm going to move this whole thing to the left 1 so that I can have that go straight down, and because that's where that needs to be, and that would have to move over. Or, no, I won't. I won't do any of that. None of that I will do. Instead, what I'll do is this. Wow, that was a stroke of genius on my part. There we go. I saved it. Okay, so now that can... Okay, but the whole thing is... and this all can now go over 1. There. Right? I think so. No. There. Right? I think so. So now it looks a little better. It's not symmetrical with that over there, but I'm deciding I don't care about that part of it too much. So my understanding is that, and by the way, I'm assuming you still can all see this. I have my monitor over here. It looks fine to me. Who knows? But this all is right based on the yellow belts. This should be optimized fully because it's like 1 full output can supply 5. But I also think the 5 would supply a full output. So this is like doubled up. Right? Like if I slurped all this up right now, if I slurped all of this up and then went and slurped that up too so that I can see it in action, I'm going to have a lot of iron gear wheels. I mean, it looks perfect. It looks perfect. Yeah, I'm going to say that's perfect because this is perfect. I'm going to say it's perfect. And then once I upgrade everything to red belts, all of this stuff, I can add like 10 assemblers, right? And everything else would be the same. It'd be like 10 instead of 5. When I say 10, I mean 20 total. You understand. So I think that's right. I think this is right. I'm going to say it's right. I'm going to hope it's right. The next question I want to ask you guys, y'all, is that the question of putting stuff on the bus, because there's a lot of conversations to be had about the way I'm thinking about doing things, because when I was trying to do stuff before, I had like the belts, transport belts, and I was putting them kind of on the bus, but only to move over to the red belts later, but I was just using it as kind of a mall. But that's not what we're doing here right now. Right now, what we're doing is putting stuff on the bus. We're talking about the bus, but we're thinking about the bus in terms of what I need for other stuff later on down the line. But it's not as easy as just saying all of the stuff that would be used to build stuff, like iron gear wheels, which are on the bus, but because of things like copper cables, which people tell me it's not a good idea to put on the bus, which is why I use direct insertion on things. Well, that's not the only reason, but it's because of like it takes one copper plate to make 2 copper cables, so it's more space efficient to use the copper cables on the bus and to plates and to put the copper cables when you need it. As you need it. So going by that logic, something that uses one thing to make 2 things should always be built on site and not put on the bus. Is that true? Because if that's the case, then that's fine. The copper cables are like that. The iron sticks are like that. The iron gear wheels are not like that. And I don't know what else would be used in a lot of things. Would I want another builder assembler stack for advanced circuits, the red belts? Would I further want another one for blue belts? I assume I would. And then that factors in another question of the piping situation. People have mentioned pipes on the bus, but I don't know how that's going to work, especially because they can't be next to each other. I could use underground belts because those can be next to each other, pipe to grounds, I mean, but I don't know. And then plastic, does that go on the bus? That is one of the things that's it makes 2, just like copper cables, but it also uses 2 ingredients. So I don't know. And what about sulfur? That makes 2 as well. And what about batteries? I don't know. So let me know what should be on the bus. I also realized 2 things. 1, I don't have steel plates on the bus. I didn't put steel plates on this bus. I need to do that. I need to put like a splitter, like maybe here with that, and then go probably above it, right? Probably should do above it, like build upwards, because people talk about like I should only build on one side of the bus like this and then expand on the other side like that. So that's probably what I'll do. So if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, and I will do that. So like this would be the steel plates. So if I were to just hypothetically say like do this, but then you'd be like that, and you'd go all the way up there, and you'd be like over there, and then that would want to go down. Okay, it's really annoying that's doing that. Okay, actually, you'll go down like over there, and then you'll build out to there, so then that'll go away. Because then I can have the splitter here. Because that should still... No, that was the... Oh, no. Okay, I gotta go over there. I think I messed it up. Just take everything that's here away. Oops, not that one. I don't think there's a way of doing this the way I wanted to. Oh, no. What if this goes in like this? There's this thing that happens a lot of the time on this where I will be working on something, and it doesn't make any sense to me as I'm working on it. I'm struggling just to survive. And then the minute I go to edit the video and I'm looking at it, there's an obvious answer that's staring me right in the face. And it sucks, but it happens way more frequently than I would care to admit. Okay, there is not a great way of doing this, so I'm just going to have to do it like that, okay? It's just going to have to be a little disgusting. I mean, I could make it be a little less disgusting if I moved this back up there and had it be like this. It's a little less gross. I don't know how else to do it. And I could go further with fast enough. It doesn't matter. All right, thanks for watching. Oh, man, I wanted to do one more thing, but I don't want to do anything else in this episode because I'm scared about how it's going to look, and I have to stop. So I'm going to stop. Thanks for watching. Tune in 2 days for more exciting Mr. Ed Plays Factorio adventures. Answer my questions in the comments down below that I had earlier. The other thing I wanted to say about it is that the thing about like building stuff is that you don't have to optimize it and fill out a full belt of it because, first of all, it uses way more resources for things like people talked about the transport belts using iron gear wheels and iron plates. It was just going to completely diminish my reserves of all that to have a full output belt of the transport belts, and that was not necessary. Instead, the transport belt should be fed into like the red transport belt builder, and it doesn't have to be super optimized because it's just a mall that I'm going to come back to pick stuff up later. It's not like actual main bus stuff like the plates or the not the cables, but the gear wheels and the circuits that are going to need to be supplied later down the line for other stuff that those do need to be optimized. So I understand all that now. Thank you. I wasn't thinking about that at the time. Now I am. But the other questions, answer them. I will be playing more of this game before I get those answers. So if I don't respond to some of those comments soon, I'm sorry. This is just the way it has to be. Okay, end of the episode. Thanks for watching. Tune in 2 days for more exciting Mr. Ed Plays Factorio adventures. Until the next time, I'm Mr. Ed. Stay spooky out there, everybody. And remember, keep watching. I forgot to clap twice.